Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you taking time to watch the video today. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and discuss. So before we get into today's topics, do me a big favor and hit the like button to help this video out and show it your support. And if you are new here to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. The first topic we're talking about is in regards to a PlayStation exclusive title that has been dormant for some time. In fact, I think some fans who were looking forward to this game were a little bit fearful that maybe it was quietly canceled, but luckily it hasn't been canceled. It's alive and well, and we have our first update on this game in some time. The game I'm talking about is the PlayStation exclusive Project Awakening from Psy Games. So this is reading from Push Square. Remember Project Awakening? Publisher Psy Games announced the game all the way back in 2018, and it feels like we are no closer to playing the action RPG. It's always looked visually stunning in any trailers or footage, but the title remains elusive. We're not sure about platforms. Officially, it's only listed for PlayStation 4, but PS5 is looking more and more likely. Anyway, thanks to a presentation about its open world engine and technology, we have a snippet of new in-engine footage. The short video emphasizes the environment itself, which looks incredibly lush and dense. The natural forested area shown looks super impressive, and the final shot overlooking the cliffs and waterfalls is beautiful. While it doesn't give us any proper gameplay or any clues towards when we can play ourselves, it's at least a reminder that it's coming. It seems Psy Games has the tech chops, but will the game itself deliver? Hopefully we won't be kept waiting much longer. And so it was really nice to actually get a small update on this game. I will say it would have been great if we could get maybe a gameplay trailer or just a few snippets of gameplay, something that could really give us a better idea of how exactly the game's going to play. But nonetheless, considering the amount of potential it seems this game has, I'm just glad to know that it's still in development and they're doing a good job on the technical side of things, and it has not been canceled. And so here's hoping that we will get an update on this when it comes to the gameplay side of things not too long from now. But it's also worth noting that it very likely will end up being a PS5 game. It seems incredibly unlikely to me that they would still release it only on the PS4. I could see it being cross-gen because its clear development started on the PS4, but who knows? Maybe in the end, it could end up being a full PlayStation 5 exclusive. We'll have to wait and see about that. Let me know down in the comments below if you are excited for Project Awakening. The next topic in line focuses on Elden Ring. We have some good news and we have some bad news. We'll start with the bad news, and this is reading from Push Square. Elden Ring's anticipated closed network test is running this week. Obviously, this is all based on unfinished code, and so From Software will certainly optimize the RPG before its release in February. However, the frame rate on the PS5 is not looking great so far. The above analysis, which compares the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, clocks a pretty inconsistent frame rate on Sony's console. In quality mode, which outputs at native 4K, the frame rate meanders between 40 and 45 frames per second. Performance mode, which uses dynamic resolution and hovers around 1620p, sticks closer to the 60 frames per second target, but experiences dips and stutters. In fact, according to some early analysis from Digital Foundry's Thomas Morgan, you may be better off playing the PS4 Pro version in backwards compatibility on PS5. This obviously outputs at a slightly lower resolution than the native PS5 version's quality mode. The output is at about 1800p, but it actually sticks to its 60 frames per second target more consistently than either option. So this is pretty interesting, and you know, you're probably going to want to just not assume that this is how it's going to be once the game launches. This is just what they're finding right now. Obviously, From Software is going to take time to optimize this game for all platforms as they get closer to launch. So hopefully this is something that they'll pay attention to, and because it's being pointed out, you know, they'll be sure to correct that. But we do have some good news in regards to Elden Ring as well. And so this is coming from the El Analista de Bits YouTube channel, where they are pretty well known at this point for doing comparisons. And it seems that the PS5 version does have some advantages, even though it seems like they're going to have to optimize the frame rate. And so we're going to read the notes that El Analista de Bits put on their Video comparison. It says all 3 versions of the Elden Ring beta offer 2 display modes. Quality mode locks to the resolution of 2160p on PS5 and Series X and 1440p on the Series S. It also increases the quality of shadows. The different shades of color and light between versions are due to the constant and random range or change of the weather. They all use the same general tonality. Lower quality of textures and shadows and less amount of vegetation on the Series S. The frame rate is unlocked on all 3 platforms. This results in a rather uneven FPS. PS5 has a more stable frame rate than the Series X, but neither is stable. The Xbox Series S does not exceed 45 frames per second in any mode. The draw distance is the same on all 3 consoles except for the shadows. In the Series S, its distance is smaller. PS5 seems to have better shadows in the distance in quality mode compared to the Series X. All 3 platforms use SSR reflections of a similar quality. Faster loading times are on PS5. In general, the beta is better optimized on PS5, mainly because of its frame rate. We will have to wait until February to see the final result. And so I just thought that that was worth mentioning because I think Elden Ring is a big game that a lot of PlayStation fans are excited for. I mean, I think Xbox fans are excited for it as well, and it'll sell on Xbox, but I really think that the majority of players will be playing on PS5, at least when it comes to the next-gen versions of this game. And so it seems that as of right now, the PS5 is looking to have the slight advantage. It's not a major advantage, but still a nice advantage nonetheless. We'll have to see when we get the final comparison of this game if that remains the same or if they end up being completely even. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know if you plan to play Elden Ring. But we are going to close out with a very interesting topic here, and it has to do with Phil Spencer commenting on Elder Scrolls 6 being exclusive. Now, I don't think anybody is going to see this headline or any of the headlines that are being written up from this interview with Phil Spencer and be like, oh, Elder Scrolls 6, I didn't know it was going to be exclusive to Xbox, because I feel like we already kind of had this conversation multiple times over the past 12 months, and it became pretty clear that, yes, the Elder Scrolls 6 and most other Bethesda games, if not all of their games, are going to be Xbox exclusive and not make their way to PlayStation. But I saw multiple headlines and pretty much every gaming site covering this, so I thought that we would cover it as well. And I do think the way Phil Spencer is talking about this is a little bit strange, and I'll tell you what I mean in a minute here. So this is reading from PlayStation Lifestyle. It says, fans have been left wondering what will happen to the Elder Scrolls 6 now that Bethesda has become an Xbox studio. While Bethesda had remained non-committal, Phil Spencer's latest interview with GQ magazine states he views the game's exclusivity as being a similar situation to that of Starfield. In other words, the game may well be exclusive to Xbox and PC, though it's not about punishing any other platform, and that's in quotes. Starfield was confirmed to be an Xbox console exclusive during E3 2021, a decision for which Bethesda's Pete Hines later apologized. The reason for the decision was so the studio could streamline development and become more focused. This is the thinking behind the Elder Scrolls 6 as an Xbox exclusive title too, and this is what Phil Spencer said. It's not about punishing any other platform. Like, I fundamentally believe all of the platforms can continue to grow, but in order to be on Xbox, I want us to be able to bring the full, complete package of what we have, and that would be true when I think about Elder Scrolls 6. That would be true when I think about any of our franchises. Now, I think that there's something a little bit strange about the way Phil Spencer is talking about the Elder Scrolls 6. In fact, I think that the way Microsoft, or specifically Xbox executives, as well as Bethesda, but mainly Xbox executives, the way they talk about this Bethesda purchase and specifically games not going to PlayStation anymore is just really strange and kind of annoying, right? And I say this as a PlayStation fan. It would be really nice if, when Phil Spencer's talking about this, he could just simply say, we bought Bethesda and wanted to make the Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive to Xbox, so that way people would come play on Xbox, so that people would choose Xbox. That's why it's not going to PlayStation. We did it to grow our platform and our services. What is so wrong about saying that? I'm actually going to tell you. The reason why Phil Spencer and Xbox executives word things so just weirdly when they're talking about this is because what he's essentially saying goes directly against the Xbox tagline of when everybody plays, we all win. You can't really say when everybody plays, we all win when you're actively taking games away from PlayStation. Now, you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what Xbox is doing. In fact, I'd say that this is just the name of the game. PlayStation's been doing it for years. Everybody does it. This is just part of the industry, you know, exclusivity and paying for that exclusivity. I think Xbox took it to an extreme level with the purchase of Bethesda, but it just goes to show how serious they are about, yeah, we want this stuff exclusively for our platform. Again, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just think it's strange, right? It's strange every time you hear these executives over at Microsoft talk about these Bethesda games not going to PlayStation. They just seemingly are not able to just flat out say what it is that they should be saying. And if I had to guess why, it's because it literally goes directly against their actual tagline and motto. And I think that they're aware of that, which is good, but still, sometimes you just got to call a spade a spade. And I mean, the reality is the Elder Scrolls 6 isn't coming to PlayStation. And I just think that some people who have played Bethesda games on PlayStation and they have a history of playing Bethesda games on PlayStation don't really appreciate, you know, the way that they just kind of waffle on when it comes to talking about Bethesda games not coming to PlayStation anymore. It almost comes off as like, are you trying to, you know, what are you trying to convey exactly? Just say it, you know, just say it clearly, and so everybody can understand, and we don't have to dissect your quotes. That's all I think people want. But there you go. In case maybe you're somebody who was still wondering if the Elder Scrolls 6 is exclusive to Xbox or not, it will be. It's not coming to PlayStation, and so there you go. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. Again, leave it a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.